No matter what sport you coach, you need to steal what the Indiana Hoosiers team and coaching staff are doing for your athletes.
Hello, and thank you for joining the Champion Within podcast, your premier go-to spot for unlocking your winning mindset. Whether you're an athlete looking to elevate your game to the next level, a coach leading the charge, an enthusiastic parent cheering from the sidelines, or an educator molding young minds, the Champion Within podcast episodes are packed with value, sharing the tools and strategies to unlock your potential and rise to new heights. Hosted by mentor, coach, and mindset leader Kate McCauley. Let's sit back and enjoy today's episode while discovering your champion within. And now, here's Kate.
If I'm walking in after a group mental toughness session with the Indiana Hoosiers, there are some things that I'm going to do and some things that I don't need to do. Because if I've met with the Indiana Hoosiers football team and their coaching staff, guess what? I don't need to reinvent anything. We've already been working on it all year. I'm just reinforcing everything we've been building all season, honestly, from preseason. You know what really works? Why this really works? Because it is part of the program. It's the same as the physical side. Mental toughness is every day in their plan. They might not literally be saying, we're doing mental performance training now, but it is in the core. It is the standard. It is part of the identity. They talk about how they train the micro, the play-by-play, focusing on fixing the specific mistakes, this actual game, moment by moment. There's this awareness there that keeps them grounded, calm, locked in. They're headed to the national championship, getting ready to play on Monday night. If I'm sending them the side text to some of their team or their coaching staff, I'm going to remind them, when you get to the field, get your feet grounded in, inside those white lines. So when the pressure hits them, they're not trying to think harder. I'm going to remind them, you've trained to respond deeper. This is the difference here. Coach Curt Cignetti has nailed it when he talked about focusing on the dozen small situations in every game. You know, what really stands out to me is when you hear his players talking about how they don't need to hold all of this in consciously in their head on game day because they've trained it, they've repped it, they lived it over and over all season. Performance stops being emotional and starts becoming reliable when you do that. Not robotic, but it's steady, it's consistent. You can trust yourself under pressure, and that's what you want for your athletes. This is really how championship cultures are built. Again, it doesn't matter if we're talking about football, softball, volleyball, cheer, whatever. This is the culture that you're building. It's not hype. It's not hope. I heard someone say something about hopium about this championship game. It's nothing related to hope. It's your habits. You know how these Sunday episodes go. I'm going to tell you how I would send out some side text to the coaches, maybe to Cignetti or maybe to some of his players. I would definitely send senior linebacker Aiden Fisher a text because he was quoted by saying, I think that's why we keep moving forward. We're not satisfied with anything. We just want to earn more opportunities to play with each other, earn more opportunities to prove ourselves as a team, as an individual. And that's how you be successful. This is what you need to focus on, Aiden. Keep focusing on that. Opportunities to play with your team. Play by play, next play mentality. I would also send a side text to Riley, who turned off ESPN when it was on in the locker room, reminding them that Coach Cignetti doesn't want the rat poisoning in their brain. And you're probably thinking, rat poisoning? What is rat poisoning? Rat poisoning is all of the outside noise. And this is something that Coach Cignetti learned under Coach Nick Saban. If you as a coach aren't telling your athletes to stay away from the rat poison, you need to start stealing that from them. Again, it doesn't matter what sport you coach. Rat poison, all that outside noise, social media praise, headlines, interviews, even if they're not on ESPN, Looking at other people's opinions, the critics, and even the compliments. They might feel good, but this can be toxic. You don't want people pouring into your athlete's brain before they're performing or looking for approval, this attention. When that happens, you're no longer grounded in the work you're doing. You're more pulled outward instead of anchoring inward. And it is an inside job. All those warm and fuzzies that he's against, also, that excessive praise, that constant validation, over celebration, it might feel supportive, but listen, long term, that creates this comfort instead of a hunger and an entitlement that we just really don't want them to have. They need to have this edge. And elite performers, they don't need that constant cheering. They need standards. They need truth. You have to let them have feedback, accountability, trust the process. That's why if I was the mental toughness coach in this situation, I'd be sending those side texts to protect your mind. Don't let social media, headlines, or those outside voices pour into your brain. I would tell these athletes in those side texts that you train your body carefully. You should be even more disciplined with what you allow in your mind, because championships aren't won by thinking harder. I would remind them that those championships, they're won by training deeper. When preparation is intentional, you're consistent, your nervous system knows what to do. Your focus is going to lock in. Your confidence comes from those reps, not from the hype. And this isn't just for athletes. If you're a parent, a coach, business owner, you're a mom chasing your goals, a teenager under pressure, ask yourself, what noise am I letting in every day? That's what I would be texting you. And I would be asking you, is it sharpening you or is it softening you? Block out the noise. Trust the reps. Win the moment right in front of you. That's the text I would be sending them. That's the work that you need to do. That's the standard. I would remind them that this is how high performers are built. Thanks for joining us on Speedy Sunday today. I hope you have an amazing week ahead.
Thank you for hanging out with Kate today. And whether you're going to coach, teach, cheer from the sidelines, or hitting the field yourself, remember, mindset is everything. Don't forget to follow the show for the latest episodes, as we all need a little extra motivation, humor, and sanity in our busy lives. Now, go and unleash your champion within you, one step at a time. We're always rooting for you.